Views, food, nature, tradition, caves, sea. Welcome to the Triplers channel. Join our family and discover the beauty of Mallorca. Palma de Mallorca. Our adventure begins on the way to the iconic Cathedral of Mallorca Galatzó. We're walking down Passeig del Born, one of Palma's most elegant and vibrant boulevards. This tree-lined avenue, once the site of medieval jousting tournaments, is now a lively promenade filled with international boutiques, cozy cafes, and stylish restaurants. Locals call it the Golden Mile of Palma, a perfect place to feel the island's energy before reaching the magnificent cathedral. This is Galatzó Mallorca's breathtaking cathedral. Built in the Levantine Gothic style, raised on top of an old mosque, it took almost 400 years to complete. Standing right by the sea, it was designed to display the power of Christianity and to intimidate any invaders arriving from the water. Inside, the space feels enormous, 44 meters high, with 87 window openings that turn the cathedral into a monument of light and shadow. The giant rose window above the presbytery is one of the largest from the Gothic era, 12 meters in diameter and around 100 square meters of glowing color. Even the royal chapel was reimagined by Antoni Gaudí, adding his unique touch to the interior. And our feeling? Galatzó hits you instantly. You feel tiny, like a small observer inside a cathedral built for sunlight. After you finish filming and taking photos, sit on one of the benches. Take a moment, let the colors, the light, and the silence sink in. After leaving the cathedral, we decided to get lost in Palma's streets, both literally and figuratively. We continued our walk along Passeig de Senyora, a scenic promenade running by the old harbor. On the way, we passed Senyora, a stunning medieval building that once served as a meeting place for local merchants and a symbol of Mallorca's trading power. Today, it hosts art exhibitions, but its Gothic hall still feels grand and timeless. A bit further, we came across a modern installation by Julian Opie, a minimalist sculpture of a horse. Opie is famous for turning everyday figures into living pictograms. Tell us in the comments which of Opie's works you find the most interesting. Walking along the waterfront gave us plenty of chances to capture some beautiful shots, but soon hunger hit us hard. We were all excited to finally sit down for lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe until we discovered the entire place was out of power. Luckily, right next door there was one building the blackout hadn't touched, and we ended up having an amazing lunch at Hostel Cuba. Fantastic food and incredibly friendly staff instantly lifted our spirits. Just a reminder, Mallorca uses the euro. Cards are widely accepted, but it's still good to carry some cash. Sóller. For a place to celebrate my, another birthday, I chose Sóller. A magical little world that smells like citrus, tucked between mountains and orange groves. You can reach it from Palma on a more than a century-old wooden train, in service since 1912, that departs from the historic Estació del Ferrocarril de Sóller. We recommend buying your tickets in advance. This is one of Mallorca's most popular attractions. The train runs 4 times a day, and if you have a little time before departure, it's worth exploring the station and grabbing a snack at the cozy bistro next door. Be careful when boarding the train, and if you can, choose the first carriage instead of wooden benches. We got to relax in comfortable armchairs. The journey takes about an hour each way, and it's honestly part of the experience rolling through tunnels, valleys, and endless citrus orchards. Before the railway opened in 1912, reaching Sóller from Palma was a serious challenge. The town was isolated behind the Serra de Tramuntana mountains, and the only way in was a steep, winding route over the Col de Sóller past a road full of sharp serpentines. Everything changed in 1997 with the opening of the 3-kilometer Sóller Tunnel. This once hard-to-reach mountain town suddenly became much more accessible. Here we go, welcome to the Sóller train station. Before you head out for a walk, make sure to check the return schedule. And right next to the station, you'll find the stop for the iconic tram that takes you to Porto Sóller. Inaugurated in 1913, the Sóller tramway is not only a tourist attraction, but has been a true lifeline for locals for more than a century. It connected the town with its port and beaches long before roads made it easy. Over the years, the tram didn't just transport passengers. It carried boxes of fresh fish from the docks to the town market, crates of oranges to ships bound for France, vegetables from the orchards, and even coal and military supplies to the old naval base in Port de Sóller. And speaking of the port, Port de Sóller is a beautiful natural harbor, one of the few safe bays on Mallorca's rugged northwest coast. Surrounded by mountains, lined with cafes and sandy beaches, and protected by 2 historic lighthouses, it has a calm, almost postcard-perfect atmosphere. A beautiful, wide, sandy beach invites you to relax, while the spacious promenade welcomes visitors with countless cafes and restaurants, perfect for a slow walk, a cold drink, or simply taking in the view of the bay. We spent a wonderful family time in Port de Sóller and ended the day with a fantastic birthday dinner at Restaurant Es Passeig. After a short stroll along the promenade, it was time to start our journey back to Sóller. Sóller is home to the annual Es Firo Festival, which commemorates the 1561 pirate attack. Local legend says that the Valentes Dones, the brave women of Sóller, helped drive the pirates away using wooden clubs. The heart of the town is Plaza Constitucio, the main square, a meeting point for locals, and apparently also for tourists who feel like squeezing in a few push-ups right in the middle of it. Its highlight is the Church of Saint Barthomé, built in 1236, featuring a beautiful rose window and a striking modernist facade designed by Joan Rubio, a close collaborator of Gaudí. To get a better feel for the town, we decided to wander off the main streets and ended up finding a small carousel and inflatable slides where local families were spending their afternoon. Alex happily joined the fun. While in Sóller, make sure to try a fresh orange juice and an ensaimada de naranja, the famous Mallorcan pastry with citrus filling. Right next to the station, you'll also find a small museum featuring works by Picasso and Miro. And the station itself is decorated with several interesting sculptures. Sóller said goodbye to us with a beautiful sunset. Embalse de Cúber. If you're looking to escape the crowds, we highly recommend a trekking route around Lake Cúber or the nearby Gorg Blau. We chose the scenic Cúber Reservoir, a peaceful place surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Serra de Tramuntana. Cúber may look like a natural mountain lake, but it's actually an artificial reservoir built in the 1960s to supply water to Palma. Over the decades, it has blended perfectly into the landscape, becoming a favorite spot for hikers, birdwatchers, and locals looking for a quiet moment in nature. We found a few local residents relaxing by the water. Cuevas del Drach. Inside Dragon Caves, you'll find 4 interconnected caves and Lake Martel, one of the largest underground lakes in the world, stretching around 177 meters long. As a tourist experience, everything is very well organized. A large parking area right next to the entrance, restaurants, restrooms, and souvenir shops by the ticket office. The full visit, including the concert, takes around 1 hour to 1 hour 20 minutes. The caves were mapped in 1896 by the explorer Edouard Martel, and their unique acoustics make the daily classical music concert performed on boats an unforgettable experience. With dramatic stalactites, a steady 21 degrees Celsius underground climate, so bring a light jacket, it does feel cool inside. During the concert, recording is strictly forbidden, and the staff make sure everyone respects the rules, which actually helps keep the moment intimate and memorable. Alcúdia. Our next stop was Alcúdia, a place with a magical atmosphere that, in a way, reminded us of Valletta in Malta. Clean, charming, and beautifully preserved, with narrow stone streets that carry centuries of history. The name Alcúdia comes from the Arabic Alcúdia, meaning the little hill, a reference to its elevated position. The surrounding area flourished during the period of Moorish rule, and the fortified town we see today later grew around this strategic hilltop. Behind the massive medieval walls, you'll find Renaissance palaces and narrow, picturesque streets full of character. And one more thing we quickly discovered playing football inside the old town is not allowed. Sorry, Alex, no football here. The main arched gate, the Mallorca Gate, also known as the Sant Sebastia Gate, remains largely original and offers a true glimpse into the town's fortified past. The Church of Saint Jaume, dedicated to the patron saint of Spain and Alcúdia, was originally built in the 14th century. The structure you see today is a later reconstruction from the early 1900s, but parts of the old defensive walls were incorporated into its form, making it a fascinating blend of medieval and modern history. For lunch, we headed to Fonda Llabres, the first and oldest restaurant in Alcúdia, a historic family-run place right on the main square. Great food, a warm local vibe, and a perfect location in the heart of the Old Town. After exploring the Old Town, we made our way to Port d'Alcúdia, home to one of the longest sandy beaches on the island, over 7 kilometers of wide white sand, lined with cafes, restaurants, and a lively marina, where you can even rent a motorboat. It's the perfect place to unwind after a day of sightseeing and enjoy a slower side of Mallorca. Mallorca by sea. We loved Port d'Alcúdia so much that we decided to rent a motorboat for the whole day. For skippers who earned their licenses on a river, this was quite the challenge, but we managed even with 1-meter waves, not without a bit of complaining. Of course. Alex was thrilled, especially with the seagulls that followed our boat, and the April sun surprised us more than we expected. 2 days later, we were literally peeling off our Mallorca tan in sheets. To rent a motorboat here, you do need a skipper's license. The rental staff help you navigate out of the port, and when you return, you head over to refuel the tank. You meet the staff again right at the fuel dock, and they take over from there to guide the boat back into its berth. After this adventure, we satisfied our hunger at Dakota Grill and Bar, right next to the marina. Porto Cristo. According to local tradition, Porto Cristo owes its name to a remarkable event from the year 1260. During a naval battle off the Mallorcan coast, a ship's captain threw a crucifix, a statue of the Virgin Mary, and a church bell overboard to save them from being taken by the enemy. The items washed ashore near today's Porto Cristo and were later brought to the parish church in Manacor. This story became one of the origins of the name Porto Cristo, the Port of Christ. While you're here, make sure to stop by Vibes by Quince Restaurant. Manacor. Manacor is the second largest city on Mallorca, known for its rich history and traditional craftsmanship, especially the famous Mallorca artificial pearls. The Church of Nostra Senyora dels Dolors is one of Manacor's main landmarks. The current neo-Gothic building was completed in 1891, but it stands on the site of earlier churches dating back to the 13th century. Banyalbufar. The name comes from the Arabic Bani al-Jafar, meaning the sons of Jafar, a reminder of Mallorca's Moorish past. The village is famous for its ancient agricultural terraces, built over 1,000 years ago, where farmers once grew the legendary Malvasia wine. We chose this spot to finally try paella, Spain's most famous rice dish. Originally from Valencia, paella was traditionally cooked outdoors over an open fire, and the word itself comes from the Old Valencian word for pan. Port d'Drach. We recommend having lunch at Flavors of India in Port d'Drach, one of the most beautiful natural harbors on Mallorca. Once a small fishing village, it's now a stylish seaside town with calm waters, elegant cafes, and a marina. Hilton Mallorca Galatzó. During our stay on Mallorca, we chose Hilton Mallorca Galatzó, and if you're planning to explore the island the way we did, we can genuinely recommend it. The rooms are spacious, bright, and elegant, each with a balcony where you can relax and listen to the birds in the morning. The hotel has a gym with a beautiful view, as well as a kids club, although keep in mind that outside the high season, there are no organized activities, so you'll need to entertain your little ones yourself. There's also a pool with a convenient snack bar and a garden area that offers fantastic views over the surrounding landscape. But the real highlight is the breakfast. Varied, delicious, and served with a view that's hard to beat. If your plan is to spend your holiday mostly on the beach, this might not be the best choice in that case. It's better to look for a hotel closer to the sea. What surprised us the most was the football pitch finally, a place where we could run around a bit. Thank you for joining us on our journey across Mallorca. We couldn't see everything we wanted this time, so we're already looking forward to coming back. Let us know in the comments what you consider the most beautiful place on the island your Mallorca must see.
Trippellers, like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to support us and see more quick travel reviews.